Ready to hit that now.
You know, the funk don't always give you what you want, but it'll give you what you need. You know what I'm saying? We never left. Yo, we back. NHFA in your face. Bringing you something good to your ear hole, y'all. Check it out. It's our time to shine. It's our time to grind. It's the phone.
What's up? How you guys doing? Welcome to another edition of Funk from the Front Seat, brought to you by number 9 right here, aka Funk Leader, Funk Ambassador for the Club Funketeers, leader of the Nappy Head Funk Army. How you guys doing out there? I'm waiting on Mrs. Linda Shider coming on to hang with us today. Mad shouts out to the man behind the glass, Mr. Mark Lee. I love you, brother. Thanks for keeping it real and keeping it funky back there, man. Producing all the shows and doing all the good stuff that you do. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my studio. Today's going to be a little bit more funky. Now that we got a brand new funky president, going to try to make things right. And Linda Shider is actually calling me now. So, Mark, can you call her back and let her know I can't get this call? Thanks, brother. Call her back and let her know. I can't take the call right now because I'm on the air, but she might be having some issues or something. So I know you're going to work with that for me back there. I appreciate that, Mark. And as what's going on right now, we're going to funk it up and bring you guys in right. Yeah, we're going to take you back for a minute. That's right. My man, Don Blackman, out of Queens, yo. Dennis Chambers on the drums. Yeah. Mad shouts to New York. I love you. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'm in the New York state of mind. New Jersey, where you at? I love you. Plainfield, the P-Funk. Yeah. Strong Island, representing Bayshore. My hometown, y'all. Bayshore, Staten Island in the house. Virginia is in the house, y'all. Virginia's in the house. My family's in Virginia. Love it. Down here in North Kakalaki. I love y'all. My god brother Raymond Bussy out there. Finally met up with him. He's in South Carolina. My friends over in Australia. I love y'all over there. In England. Love you. Germany. Dubai. I love you. California. What's up? West Coast. I love you. Down in Texas, down in Houston. Sonia Murphy, I'm feeling you. Yeah, I love you. All the people down in Oklahoma. All the people hanging out. How you doing, Linda?
Hey, what's up, babes? How are you?
How's everything?
Great. Had a great Thanksgiving and hope you did the same.
Okay. Yes. Can you turn your volume up a little bit?
I will do that.
Thank you.
Is that better?
Hold on one second. Let me get my headphones in.
Okay, I'm gonna.
You looking good. Let me get my headphones in. I hope you don't mind. I saw your message. I had Mark. I gave him your number so he could touch base with you.
Okay.
So we can make this happen. I knew you was coming on in a hot second.
I'm putting my headphones on. Hold on.
Yeah, let me get my headphones on.
Yeah, there we go. There's one. There's two. Okay, I'm in. I'm up there.
Okay, yeah, I hear you much better, man. That's
cool.
Beautiful. So everything all right?
Yeah, man, can't complain. Beautiful sunny day. Cold is
there you go.
A little chilly, but nice for fall weather.
There you go. Welcome everybody that's just now tuning in. Man, shouts out to my very special guest, Miss Linda Shider is hanging out with us today. Legendary P-Funk, one of the first ladies back there in the day doing her thing. Sonia Murphy was waiting on this interview, so she wanted me to tell you hello, Linda. So you can wave at Sonia. Yeah. She loves. She said, "Yo, I love me some Linda Shider."
Yeah,
so I was like, "All right,
she is really, she's one of me and Donna's favorite people because she's always in touch, always on the one. I really love that girl. She's awesome.
Yes, she is. And I just shouted her out. She had a birthday last week too.
Oh wow! Happy belated, girl.
Yeah. Her birthday, yeah. So we was playing around with that on Facebook and sending shout outs and stuff. So what I was going to say is that it's so nice to see you
I know this is our first audio video. I had to put some makeup on and stuff, and
Right.
couldn't do PJs this time.
Yep, because I was telling people I do a script for every show, and I don't know if you can see the date. When you came on, it was actually back in June. It was like
Yeah.
June. It was June 13th, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, because I go back and I look at notes, but I script the whole show before I do it. And I was like, wow, Linda was on before we started doing the video thing. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. So I had to, get a little glam for the camera. You
Hey,
know how it
hey,
is.
I ain't mad at you, sweetie. You look beautiful. You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
I know you got to glam it up. It's all good. You're a beautiful woman. Um, But yeah, so and it's funny because I knew I was having you on, and I knew it was post election and post stuff. Now we're past
Oh,
that. I mean, it was pre-election. Now it's post, so we got a lot to talk about. Because
oh
like
yeah,
I was like, please just give us this one, and then we'll do the rest. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think the creator with and kind of too when we last spoke, 2020 was in there, and George Floyd thing, and it was just so
yeah,
much how
yeah,
so many have changed
yeah.
in the course of five.
Last summer was intense with all the protests and all the shootings and all the stuff that was going on. This whole year has been crazy between the COVID and all the stuff going on politically, and with
Yeah,
us being victimized again all over and over. This has been a rough one. I can't wait for the next year to come in, just so hopefully for a change. Because
yes,
this has
yes.
been insane.
It has been, and as again, we're hanging out on Funk from the Front Seat. My very special guest, Miss Linda Shider. I am so honored and blessed to be part of your life. Trust me, it means a lot, for people to actually chop it up together, and
Yeah,
it's important because we have these things that we're trying to get out to people, the peace, love message.
yeah,
We're going to get your song about how COVID gave people the blues and all of that. So creatively, you're a creative woman, businesswoman, and you've held a family together. How's Garrett and everybody?
everybody's good. It was great to have everybody here for Thanksgiving because my
Awesome.
oldest son just moved to my old hometown, Columbus, Ohio. And so he brought his family up. I haven't seen him in about a year because he was in New Mexico. I went out there for his birthday last year, and he's finally decided to move a little bit closer to the East Coast. So it was
Right.
good to have all my grands and everybody here for Thanksgiving. It was
Good.
awesome.
Good. Yeah, David Brooks told me to tell you hi too. He's
Hi,
another one that
David.
yeah, he loves you religiously, man. You have a lot of followers. Trust me, we all love you. So
And
we
love
do.
you
We just
back.
like you holding it. You're one of the runs of the pyramid that made the pyramid grow.
Hey,
It wouldn't be no P Funk if it wasn't for ladies like you. And I'm just kicking straight up. Wouldn't be there. Wouldn't be
yeah,
there. You got supported all the people and the stuff that was around and your husbands and boyfriends and all that stuff. That stuff can't happen without a good strong woman behind it.
that's
Can't
true.
be done.
I agree with that. Sure.
Can't be done. So your family came over, so you guys are chopping it up. Do you make sweet potato pie? My favorite.
No, I normally do, but I didn't this year because I was kind of busy. I've been making some jewelry. Me and Donna are trying to get some stuff, a website set
Yeah,
up
yeah.
with
Yes,
some
yes,
of our
yes.
stuff, like this T-shirt I'm wearing, my Funky Fam T-shirt. That's one of the items we're featuring, and
Yeah,
doing some
yeah.
jewelry. Here's a piece I
Okay.
did recently. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, hanging
No.
on the
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let me see. No, it's not showing. Okay, I can't show you that, but I've been making
uh
jewelry, and so I'm getting all my stock together so we can get this website set up because we're trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be business women and get
Hey,
get
you
people
are,
moving.
and I'm gonna tell you, cause just between us and the people that's watching know, but Donna, Benevolent Funk, and yourself and Otis with that whole thing,
Yeah,
and they're bringing me into that, so I'm gonna be there to help
yeah.
you too.
She told me.
Yes, I'm
I'm
gonna be
glad
there
to
to help
hear
you
it.
too.
Glad
And
to
I'm
hear
working
it.
on some things about, moving Funk from the Front Seat to another higher platform.
Uh
You know what
huh.
I'm saying? We're gonna do some different things in 2021. So
Cool.
just put it in your hat. Yes, yes. I'm working on. I'm really focused. I'm healthy for the first time in a long time.
I'm good to hear
Sonya
that.
loves the shirt. I'm sure she gonna want one. She says she loves the shirt.
I can't show you the back because I can't flip my camera, but it's got a P Funk sign and a wolf on the back.
Okay.
Let me
I tell
see.
you what, send me pictures and all, and I'll post it all.
I'll
I'll
do
post it
that.
all.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have family over and everybody was cool in it, and you
Yeah.
guys obviously are
Kind of
tight.
weird trying to have a Thanksgiving and everybody trying to stay away from each other. That
It
that's
is.
kind of something that you miss. Like being able to hug your family and kiss them and stuff. You're just feeling like, I don't know where you've been, so maybe you better not get too close. And that
Yes,
whole
yes.
thing is kind of icky. Yeah,
It is because I'm a hugger,
me
and
too.
that's a big part of my thing. I
Me
can tell
too.
you're a hugger. I love to like bring it in. I got you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need that. And like you said, it's just we look forward to certain times of the year to
Mm-hmm.
de-stress life.
Yeah, yeah,
Holidays are one of them. You know,
yes,
and when you can't do that, we're all wound up so tight. Even people that were the most easygoing is, and I don't know if you agree or not, the most laid back. I can kind of sense that they're wound up, just waiting
yeah,
for this thing to get over, so we can kind of breathe, again, man.
yeah.
So that's good. I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving. That makes me smile, man. I love it. I do. I love it, man. I love to see families together and happy, and you know,
I
um,
think one of the reasons I did my coronavirus blues song was because I'm sure everybody's feeling the same way, kind of depressed and frustrated and claustrophobic because you can't because of the lack of intimacy that we're experiencing right now. You can't get close to people, or really everything is so different now, and I don't know when
yes,
it's going to flip back to the normal, if it ever does, but hopefully
yes,
soon.
yes, 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 yes. When this first thing first hit, I know everybody was trying to scramble just for safety and health issues.
Yeah,
But then after we kind of, okay, unfortunately, and God bless all the people that lost somebody and people that have died. God bless the first responders.
yeah,
How you
yeah,
doing, Kim? God bless all the people that responded and all the people that have been on the front lines and all the people that are so nurses, doctors, and whatever, so worried. I see them on TV, and it breaks my heart to watch these people of all races. Don't matter. I don't know what party they belong to. That
mm-hmm.
don't matter either. And
Not really.
no, right, right. We're going to get into that in about 5 minutes. We're going to just chop the politics apart. But yeah, we are. We got some axes to grind. But I know, I feel their pain. I see in their eyes, mothers, fathers, nieces, nephews. And tell me, how did that affect your concept when you was trying to put this song down? And not so much from a personal experience with the COVID, but from just watching others. Did you draw anything from watching other people?
Well, for one thing, within the first few weeks when it really struck, I lost a very good friend that I've known for 50 years. She was, like she lived in New York, and you know how New York was like at the peak when it first kicked off. So I
Yeah,
lost her, and then seeing, like you said, seeing the expressions on the first responders' face when I would watch the news, and imagining the stress that they're under, and like I said, everybody else feeling claustrophobic and afraid, and that's what kind of gave me the inspiration to do the song, because I
yeah,
felt like everybody was probably feeling the same way I was feeling, if not worse, and I
yeah,
just wanted to say something to get my feelings out.
yeah, yeah. I know I lost my cousin too, right, in February, the month
Hmm.
after it really hit in January on Long Island,
Hmm.
because like you said, New York, Long Island, that whole part got hit so hard. You know
Yes.
what I mean? And it was so fast, when people didn't have time to adjust to it. And
Hmm.
so what is the name of the song?
It's called Coronavirus Blues. Like I said, it's not a blues song, but it was giving me the blues because of all the stuff I was experiencing and figuring other people were feeling the same things. I just wanted to
Yes,
put it out there and thank if it's like there's something in there about the first responders, thanking them for their support and for doing what they're doing, and just constantly every day the news is always bad, the death toll is going up, so I brought all that into my song. Everything I
yeah.
had was seeing and experiencing and feeling, other people were also feeling that same stuff. I just wanted to put it out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm glad you did because you're an experienced veteran writer in the business. You did stuff early on with P Funk and all of that, and
Hmm.
the One Nation and all the stuff that you've done over the years. And I'm happy that you're doing it. It makes me feel good because it's real. I know where it's going to come from. I know it's going to come from the heart. And
Mm-hmm.
when it does kick out, you let me know, you get it to me, and I'll just get it out as much as I can to the platforms that I'm on. And,
I certainly
because
will.
I love the fact that you took, like a lot of artists, something in the moment, captured it,
Mm-hmm.
and turned, lemons into lemonade, kind of,
And the very last line in the song, just to bring it up and not have it just be a sad song.
Mhm.
My partner that did it with me, his name is Jimmy Cirilla. He's a killer ass guitar player from this
Mhm.
area. So him and I are doing it together. But the very last line is, when this is all over, somebody please pass me a nice cold Corona, and
Yes,
then we laugh.
yes, 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 yes. And see, Sonya said she can't wait to hear it. And she said Garrett's pandemic song
Yeah,
about big
yeah,
closing is awesome. Yeah, we all listen to
yes,
that on P Funk Radio on the thread on Friday nights. So
yeah,
everybody that's
man.
down, all those funketeers we know. So the last line is pass me a Coronas.
When this is over, somebody please pass me a nice cold Corona.
Yeah, you want to hear a big story? Ironically, Corona, if I do drink beer, is my beer, right? I'm serious. Corona with lime. That's if I'm gonna drink a beer, it'll be that. But when Corona happened, I switched to 420 out of spite. I was mad at Corona. I said, "Listen, I don't even want nothing with your name on it. I don't want the crown. The crown, the Corona crowns, right? The gang side of Corona crowns. I don't want nothing to do with it." And Corona, I saw her in the supermarket the other day. She was very upset with me. I
Uh-huh.
passed by and we had broke up. And I looked at her and I was sad.
Uh-oh.
She
Uh-oh.
was sad, and she said, "But baby, I'm still here for you." And I said, "Listen, until you get well." And I love Coronas. I do. I put salt around the top line. I looked at her and she said, "All right, I'll be here waiting when you're ready, baby." And then I went to get my 420, and then the 420 turned around. I was like, you know what I'm saying? But for real, right? And this is my own crazy cartoon mind, right? So I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should get one. Just keep it in the refrigerator or get a six
Yeah,
pack.
yeah, save it for next year when hopefully all this
Yeah,
passes by.
then we can do it, when we can do it. But yeah, that's my little Corona breakup story. And I'm heartbroken. You can tell. I can real cheap, sweetie. I love Coronas, man. On a Friday night, I sit down, roll a little something, get my Coronas, and have my meal. I'm good. So tell me some of the other people that played on the track.
It's just the two of us. Like I said, we
Do
did.
you?
Yeah, because of the virus, we couldn't actually get a whole bunch of people together to do it. So Jimmy did. He did the music track, and
Uh,
I did the lyrics and the melody. And like I said, we've been kind of like trading off on the vocals. I'll do a
right,
I'll
right.
do a verse. He'll do a verse. Then we do a verse together. And I wish I could play it for you, but I guess I can't. If I put another medium, I might get cut off. So I'll
Right,
send it
right,
to
yeah.
like I said, it's not quite finished. We have to really finalize the vocals, and it's just about done. We should have it done in the next
Well,
couple of weeks.
so I tell you what, when you get it done, right? We'll set a time. You come back on the show because I have nothing really booked for a lot of December, right? Or
Okay.
even if it's
Okay.
January, you come back on and then we play it there. But I know because
Okay.
it'll already be out, it'll be on the radio and stuff. But I'll still, I still want my audience to hear what you've done with it,
Cool.
and then
Okay.
we can chop it. Yeah, because this is part 2. We're gonna do part 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. You're in my life, and I told you I can't let go now. Too late, too late. I'm hanging on. You're the kite, and I'm that little thing at the tail end of the kite. Hang the last bow. Hang it on. So
You
yeah,
silly.
so yeah, thank you. So okay. The middle of the summer, we was all screwed up. We didn't know what the
Yeah.
man was going to do at the top.
Yeah.
Now he won't leave, and he's doing everything he can.
And I
Your thoughts?
kind of saw that coming. I knew
You
with
did?
his personality that they're pretty much going to have to drag him out of the White House. And the funny
Yeah,
thing is, the sheriff's office in D.C., they did an interview a few weeks ago, I think just before the election, saying we are looking forward to having that opportunity to drag his behind out of that building. If we have
yeah,
to
yeah,
do that, we're all kind of and looking forward to it. They were like smiling, like, please let us have to do this because we would enjoy dragging him out of that building.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I hate
So
to
let me.
think that's going to happen, but the way he's moving right now, I don't know what to expect.
So let's take it back like a week or two before the election, because you remember last year he was saying all along about, hey, it's going to be a fraudulent election, setting all this up. He's such a narcissistic con man. But if you
Yes.
listen to his words, he tells you what his con is going to be in
Mm-hmm.
between while he's
Mm-hmm.
conning you. So he's really smart in that aspect, but I ain't going to ever give him any credit for anything because he just has no good intentions about life. And when he was saying all of this, I thought the first time I heard him say fraud, I was like, oh, so he's going to claim fraudulent election and mess with the electoral college, you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
But let's take it back about a month before the election when he realized he was going to lose,
Mm-hmm.
right? What were your thoughts when you seen him every 2 minutes saying fraud, 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 hyping his people up?
Well, it wasn't so much that he was saying it, it was just the fact that people were eating it up and believing it, you know?
Yes,
And I was
yes,
shocked to see how many people actually voted for him, which let me know that he has scraped off that scab of racism in this country and let everybody who felt like that breathe and say, yeah, now we can come out of the dark and say, yeah, we don't like black people, we don't like Latinos, we don't like Muslims, and it's okay because our president is with us. Yay, you
yes,
know.
yes, exactly.
That was a shocker to see how many people actually voted for, after all the things he's done over these
Same,
4 years, that many people actually were still in his camp. That
same. Yep,
Trumpism or whatever, like they drank that Kool-Aid and they won't let it go. McConnell and all the senators, the whole government is just so full of corruption, and they're
yep.
so, I don't even know how you describe this. What's going on with us now? You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Same. I felt like you did because at first I said, okay, I like, and Mitt Romney to me has always been, and Sonia says you're right, by the way. Mitt and David Brooks says we can send SWAT into the White House, but Mitt Romney to me has always been a kind of no, despite, and I never judge anybody about who they believe their faith, but he has
Uh-huh.
always been the kind of Ronald Reagan-ish kind of Republican that I said, okay, I can live with. I didn't like the Bushes, but I had to live with them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
We all did. I didn't like the Republicans when I was a kid, Nixon and all of that, because I saw how they was. But we
Mm-hmm.
kind of had to live with them because at least they wasn't trying to really kill us. And
Mm-hmm.
then the argument that I hate to hear is that Trump is not a politician, but he went in and he's just doing what politicians don't do. But I'm like, well, what good is that? Because the job description is politics. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a job description and I'm like a cab driver, I can't get into the cab and say I don't know how to drive.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was hired for, and
Mm-hmm.
I hate when people use that as an excuse. You know, and this man, like you said, was so bad, put so many people in bad places, took out everybody that was smart, and replaced his family in there. Now imagine if Barack would have did that, if Clinton would have did that, if Bush would have did that. Just your thoughts on his nepotism and his corruption with his family and friends.
Well, first of all, that is something that we've never experienced before. But once again, for all the Republicans in Congress to be amening all that stuff and saying, "Oh, it's okay because it's Trump," that is what is really kind of blowing my mind. That they are so complicit in this stuff. You know,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
nothing he can do that they will say, "Nope, you can't do that." It's
yeah.
just amazing. Even with this
It is.
election, they're like still not giving my man
Yeah.
his props.
Yep.
Biden
Yep.
is
Yep.
still not president to them, and I'm like, what is it going to take for you guys to wake up and snap
Yep.
out of this Trumpism that you're all swallowing and all the crap that he's doing? And yeah, it's okay as long as it's Trump. I just don't get
Yep.
it. I don't get it.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know.
The malaise of all of that, and the fact that, like you just mentioned, he had a boatload of people buy into his thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
And still,
And yes, and the people that I think um want to kind of continue that thing, it bothered me more so, and I want your opinion on this.
yeah.
Um, Voter suppression against minorities, people of color, brown, Latino, Native American. And how can you, as a human being, say, good or bad, yes, we live with the results, but you blatantly see this man doing voter suppression in the major brown and black areas. How people voted for that and denied it like it wasn't happening is beyond me. And I want your opinion on that, because that's a very important subject that I hate.
Well, it seems to me that when he was, zeroing on Detroit, Philadelphia, most of the cities with a huge black population, where all those votes he's trying to negate, it just lets you know that we stood up, we put him out, and he's still not going to give us the respect of our voting rights.
Yep.
We're not supposed to be able to vote. If their votes don't count, they're ignorant black folks. They don't know what they're doing. They're just following the party line and all that stuff. It's just insane. It's insane. And it's frustrating as hell to see this going on.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And Curtis Wilcox says hello. He's tuning in.
How you doing? Yeah. I guess your surgery went well. I'm glad you're out of the hospital.
Yeah, he did. He did it. Yeah, he is. And mad shouts. I'm glad, brother. We was all praying for you. The power of the one. Yeah. So we good with that. Yeah, but he told me to tell you hello. So, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but as people pop in, I just want to let you know, they got your back. But yes, and my thing was, what are black people doing supporting voter suppression? I couldn't figure that out. What was that about?
It was kind of weird to see 50 and Ice Cube and those guys going with him. And obviously it's about money. They're black men who have made it, got real rich and comfortable in their lifestyle, and not thinking about the people that are buying their music and have put them in that position.
Thank you.
They kind of went against the grain. That was that was a shocker to me too.
That's what really made me angry. I can almost understand the black truck driver or the black farmer. I get their reason why they went with Trump, because they're trying to get them tax write-offs, because they don't have a lot of money, but they are trying. And they feel comfortable enough to say, hey, I voted for the Republican ticket of the tax thing. I don't like it, but I can live with it. But when voter suppression started happening the way it did, I expected every black and brown skinned Latino person in this country to step to the other side hard. I was scared it was so close. I was really scared.
Me too.
What am I missing?
When I went to sleep that night, I prayed and I said, please let me wake up. And this, because it was starting to look real scary for a while.
We was losing.
Yes. And I said, oh God, I said, let me go to sleep and pray to God that I wake up tomorrow and this thing has flipped. And it had. And I was like, yes. But then if they're going to negate the election, what about all the Senate races and stuff that the Republicans won, and the House of Representatives that they won? If they're going to negate the presidential election, you have to throw all those guys out too and start all over.
That's right.
And you can't pick and choose, which votes you're going to say are okay and which are not,
And which states you want to say is okay.
That was another thing
he was winning
too. That when you were at the representative house kind of flipped and all these Republicans won seats and stuff. I'm like, really?
Yep.
This country is in such a bad state emotionally, and people are just not paying attention, or they just don't care. I don't know what
they don't care. And one of the producers, Kim. Hi, Kim. I know you watch it. She always says politics starts at the local level, and it starts with the policies. Kim is a big policy person. So she's always saying, hey, policy, 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 policy. And I, like you, I cared for the lower end of the ticket, but I thought to myself, okay, the lower end of the ticket's going to be fine. I was really shocked.
Me too.
That certain people lost. And I said, like you, well, what am I missing? I kept thinking it was me. I kept saying, I must be missing something. I'm not seeing something, because I can't understand. Voter suppression started when we first came here as slaves, So how are you now going to be a black, brown, Latino, Native American person if you voted that on the other side, and you're voting against your own interests?
And to me, I've noticed, I don't know if, people might not understand where I'm coming from with this, but I know in the Latino community, I have a lot of friends that are Hispanic. There's a cultural division between them, like Cubans look down on Puerto Ricans or Mexicans, and people from Spain look down on all of them, the South Americans, Central Americans.
That's right.
And so, the Cubans voted, and I think in Miami voted for Trump because they were cool with him detaining the Mexicans. They don't like anybody trying to make friends with Cuba. They were like, and that's what Obama was trying to do, trying to bridge that gap. That's one of the first things that Trump shut down. We're not letting people go back to Cuba anymore. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I think, played into some of the reasons that they voted Republican, the ones that did. And I think that we also have that. We still have that thing too, the light skin, dark skin thing that
Oh
from
yeah,
the
we do.
plantation days.
High yellow. That's right. That's right.
Money people not giving a crap about the people that don't have money, and all that came into play. Because for people to see that Mitch McConnell has all these bills sitting on his desk, which he refuses to even deal with, that would help people, how he ended up being reelected.
Yes.
Same thing with Lindsey Graham. The
Yes.
way he is
Oh God.
vacillating back
Yes.
and forth, flipping this all the time. He should have been out.
Yep.
To see
Yep.
them get another shot, and then more people get a shot as Republicans to come in there and keep this mess going, just is amazing to me. I just don't get
Yep.
it. Don't get
Yep.
it.
And you know what? You're actually walking in the light, because people that walk in the dark, they don't have our best interests at heart. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep
Mm-hmm.
going back to Mitt Romney. Something in Mitt Romney, or maybe his family, his wife, somebody, because he was reluctant at first, but when he was the first one, I applauded him. A lot of
Me
people's like,
too.
"Oh, I applauded him." I was like, "Yo, Mitt." In my mind, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing. You're trying to protect the integrity. If you decide to run, you want to keep your Republican base because you believe in certain things,
Mm-hmm.
religious rights and Mormonism and all that other stuff, which
Mm-hmm.
is great. I love it. Freedom of America. That's what we are, right? But when he came out and he was like, yo, this guy is an abomination of everything good. He really didn't use those words, but I know what he was trying to say. He was
Yeah.
like, listen, he doesn't represent me as a white man. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of white men were so afraid that Trump had something on them. And
And
that's my
he
thing
and
that I
he
was going to
just
ask.
might, because
That's what I think. That's what I think.
scandal runs rapid in Congress.
Yeah, it does.
If it wasn't pedophilia, sexual harassment, I can
Yep.
tell you when we were lobbying down there for the Gore Bush debacle, trying to change how people were voting. You could see how we were walking down this hallway in Congress in their building where the office buildings are, and they were whistling at us and giving us all kind of looks and flirting, and I'm like, this is how they run Congress on a daily basis. A woman can't walk down the hallway without them going crazy. It
Wow.
was insane. Kind of told
Wow.
the truth about what they're really about.
Wow. Wow.
They're just human beings who have gotten into a nice situation where they're very comfortable. They're getting all kind of money from the lobbyists and stuff, and so they're
Right.
trying
Right.
to protect their money. That's what there seems to be their how do you say this? This is what they're protecting.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
financial situation, their comfort zone, and not giving a crap about anybody else.
That's right. Do me a favor, back up just a little bit because I want to be able to see
Oh,
your whole face. Yeah, your whole
okay.
face. Yeah, there you go. There's that pretty face. Here we are hanging out with Linda Shider on Funk from the Front Seat, part 2 of many, many more interviews. Today we chopping it up about what's going on around the world. Man, shouts out to anybody that has a birthday or lost somebody from COVID. Know that we love you. And thanks to our sponsor, Lynn Shepard at the
Yeah.
Dollar Store, IBM TV. Thank you. I love you guys. So, Linda, getting back to what you just said, you said something really important. You were down there on the Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Making change. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't know that side about you. But tell us a little bit about that and your efforts down there.
Well, there was a congressman from New Jersey after the Bush Gore mess down in Florida. He came up with an idea of how to change how people voted. And it was basically to give, like, when you go and buy something and they keep a receipt and you keep a receipt.
Right.
That's what we were doing. It was supposed to be where everybody was going to vote, and they would get a copy of what they voted for as a receipt, and the other one would go into the wherever they put the stuff. So we were going from door to door, knocking on congressmen, trying to get them to support the bill. It was quite a few of us. It was pretty about 100 people. So we all split up and started going door to door. We would take certain senators and representatives, and we'd go and talk to them, trying to get them to go along with the bill. And they did, but it seems that once they did that, all of a sudden the state started flipping and saying, well, we're going to do it this way. We're going to do it this way. We're not going to make that a whole national thing. We're going to,
right.
So it worked to a point, but then all of a sudden it seemed like it got squashed.
Yeah.
And everybody went back to business as normal and voting and doing what they were normally doing before.
The powers that be, oftentimes, the people that own the color blue always get me extremely frustrated because a lot of times, something can easily be done, whether it be a health, because my thing was I dealt with a lot of healthcare issues, right? surgeries. I've had 10, right? But
Oh
it's
my
not so much.
goodness.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still good to powder one. I'm good. I'm for funkadelic. True and true. I can't be killed. But I'm telling you right now, until the good Lord takes me, humans ain't taking me. But my point is, I had to deal with the bureaucracy from that side of it, the healthcare side of it, and
Uh-huh.
the political side, the fact that insurances wouldn't cover me
Ah.
after I've had so many surgeries, only because they said, "Oh, you born with degenerative disc, it's a pre-existing condition," and I was like,
Oh.
"Yeah, but my arm still work, but I need surgery. That's not pre-existing." I went through. You trust me, I walked through fire, hell, and high water just to even be here to sit to talk to you today. But my point is the frustration I have with big bureaucracy
Mm-hmm.
and big government is just way too many steps to get
Mm-hmm.
one thing done. Like just people don't even know just to get a street light put on your street
Mm-hmm.
or a crossing guard or stop sign at intersections where poor people live at. It's a major deal. And
Yeah.
and politics should not be political. I have always said that. Like they took right. Think about it. They took this and made it political. There's no
Oh yeah.
politics. There's
Yeah.
no politics in that. That's
No.
just a worldwide global thing. You know what I mean? And politics, that's the act of actually doing. But the Republican, Democrat, liberal side and this and that, I never liked that. I always thought that if a person is doing the right thing, and I was alive when Kennedy got shot. I remember my
Me
mother
too.
sitting on the front step,
Me too.
bawling, crying. I was 63. I was 5 years old and it broke my heart that I couldn't console her, and I didn't know what happened. I didn't even know what the word assassination meant.
My grandmother and I were watching. I was homesick from school that day, and my grandmother and I were sitting there watching that. And when we saw him get shot, I saw her like her whole body just almost like she was going to faint. I had to like grab her, like, "Grandma, it's okay, it's okay." But as a kid to see that, I mean, I started crying. She started crying, and
Yeah,
I mean, it was such a shock because
yeah,
everybody loved that man.
yeah,
And to
yeah.
see, and same thing with Martin Luther King, and
Oh yes,
when
yes,
it was Robert Kennedy, and
yes,
and then, like I said, even now we still have these mass shootings where people just go
yes,
out there and start killing at random, but they were
yes.
killing people that could have made some changes for the
And that
good.
that that's right. And that's where when we finally got back and Barack came in, because Clinton technically they say he was the first black president, but I know they're just joking because he really was. But when we finally got and Hillary should have won. We
Uh-huh.
should have had a woman in there.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to say I was on the Hillary train. I wanted her to get in there because I really thought that, she, even though she was doing stuff or whatever, I really thought that she would make a difference. And when Barack finally got in there, and then ran for another term, I was like, okay, maybe we turn in the corner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought to myself, I was worried because I said, well, who's going to be behind him? Cory Booker's not quite ready yet. He wasn't groomed
No.
enough. I
No.
didn't know nothing about Kamala. Cory Booker he's got to groom himself a little bit more, but he's going to be good because he's passionate, and that's what the
Mm-hmm.
job calls for. I
Mm-hmm.
love Cory Booker. I don't care what people say about him. I love him. And then I looked at everybody else. Jesse was too old to run, didn't have the money. I said, well, we got to find somebody that's going to be able to relate to the times because
Mm-hmm.
Barack, social media, young people, he understood you can't be president like it's 1950 and 60
Mm-hmm.
in 1990, 2000, whatever. Trump says we're going to take you back to the 50s.
50,
What's your
50s.
opinion on that?
Yes.
Yes. What's
That's
your opinion on that?
Well, that's what MAGA means. If nobody's paying attention, that's exactly where his head was going. And you see that his election was a backlash to us having a black president.
Yep.
People were almost like the white people were like, "Oh, this will never happen again." And they put in this corrupt monster as, like I said, okay, now we're back to normal, so we can
Yes.
start being suppressive and start shooting people, and nobody's going to say anything. Nobody cares enough to stand up to us. And the more that they kept getting away with stuff, the more they did. You know.
Yep. Sonia says, do you think Trump stole the election? That's why he's accusing Biden of the voter fraud?
Well, we know he did with the help of Russia.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, so that's why I think he's trying to throw that back in our faces. Oh, you said it about me. I can say the same thing about Biden, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. The one
But
thing
there's
that's
no
funny,
proof. There's no
yes,
proof. He's done nothing.
and this was one of the safest elections we ever had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody, all the people that his people, everybody, like, hey, no, this one was tight. Yours was corrupt, but they just won't say it. And I think what people want is that satisfaction. You know, just say it.
Uh-huh.
Just say it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we want. To me, it won't be done until he says it, because I'm not going to rest comfortably until I hear him say, okay, this is who I am. I did all this stuff or whatever. Because New York is going to get him too.
They're waiting on him, and I can't wait to see him in an orange jumpsuit. That would just
Maxine Waters.
make my century, you know?
Yep,
And that's
Maxine
what he
Waters.
deserves.
Yep, she's on it. Maxine Waters. People don't know that. Biden slipped her in. She's like, okay, I'm gonna be patient. I got you. I see you. I see you.
Yeah,
What's
like,
up, Joe Keys? How you doing? Joe Keys told me to tell you hello.
hey,
People are
Joe.
popping in, tuning
What's
in.
up?
What's up,
What's
brother?
up?
Peace and love, man. Joe Keys and the late Bloomer Band popping in. But yeah, so I have a question. How did you feel when you saw people in Michigan stand on the Capitol building with machine guns?
Wasn't that insane?
Yo,
And
Linda.
there was no repercussion for it. That's what blew. And they actually went in there, and I know one of the girls that was in the Congress or Senate, whatever they call it, they put a gun to her head, the black chick, and I saw her on TV, and I can imagine you're sitting there, you're supposed to be kind of insulated from this kind of stuff, and you got
Yep.
all these people coming in here with big guns into your inner sanctum, and it's okay, you know.
Yeah.
Trump loved it.
Yeah, he did. And I'm glad she stood her ground, and I love that lady for it.
Yes,
You know,
she
because
did.
first of all, his thing with intimidating women, you know, misogynistic,
Yeah.
that was part of the thing. And then, you know, his thing with, like you said earlier, just like come out of the closet, and whatever type of hatred you have, it is now okay because the leader of the country is doing that.
Yep.
You know? And to me, when I saw that, that's what scared me the most, because I said, wow, we really getting ready to go there.
And
You know
the
what
same
I'm
thing
saying?
with the mask, with him
Yes,
not wearing one and saying you don't need them. Look at the repercussions of that. Not to
that's
mention
right.
how he just ignored the virus and let it get so bad. But telling people
Exactly.
you don't need this, I'm not wearing them. I'm too tough to be getting sick.
Yep,
When
yep,
he
yep.
got sick, I was hoping he would get sick. But you know, but
Yes.
thanks to his money, he was able to overcome. I was so
Yep,
disappointed. You know,
yep,
if
yep,
anybody needed to get sick from this virus, it was him.
yep. And you know the way that his mindset worked during all of this, he never once that I saw actually came out and showed any empathy or sympathy for anybody that had died from it or their families.
Not him or Pence or any of his people. Nobody.
Yep, yep, that's right. And Pence, to me, I'm pissed at. And I tell you why, and you can tell me your opinion. I didn't want to see him at the last minute, 2, 3 days after the election, say, hey, well, you know, we got to stick with the process. He was trying to back out, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but he had 4 years to actually do something and pull this crazy man aside and
Oh,
say,
he's
look,
a bobblehead. This is all, yeah, whatever you
yes,
say,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
That's
yeah.
what he
He
is. I
had
call him
time.
bobblehead.
Yep, that's why he doesn't get a pass from me. I'm sorry, Pence,
No,
you don't get a pass
no.
because you go down with the sinking rat ship that you
Yep,
want, and
yep.
all of them are going down. And I'm glad because
By
in one
choice.
day, that's by choice. That's right. In one day, I saw the other day, Biden comes on and he says, "Okay, how's the country doing? Blah 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 blah. Here's the general." And he turned it over to that general, and the general mapped it out. And he said, "Listen, we got this locked down in 24 hours. We're going to do this for the virus." The plan was in effect. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, America saw that, and America was like, okay, I can breathe. Now tell me, I got goose pimples when Paris rang the bells and said, "Welcome back, America." I don't know about you, but I teared up. I actually felt patriotic again.
Yeah.
You know, it
Because
made me feel really good.
you could see that the whole world, after watching this madness for 4 years, was so glad to see a normal, thinking, relevant person come in and maybe fix some of this a mess that he's made. Look,
Yep.
he's leaving a pile of crap behind himself as he goes out of office.
Yeah, totally.
And it's
He
going
turned
to
the
take a
White
lot
House
to
to me.
fix it.
Yes, it is.
with our allies overseas and everything. He
Yep.
has burnt all those bridges, and now Biden
Yep.
has to come back and try to mend them.
Yep. And God had Biden in the right place at the right time. Because
Mm-hmm.
if anybody can do it, it's Joe Biden.
Because
Because
he's
he
a
was
decent
doing this.
guy, and he's a
Yes.
decent guy. You can tell.
Yep. Yep. And he was doing this under Obama. He was always overseas doing stuff. We just
Mm-hmm.
didn't hear about it. He
Mm-hmm.
has good relationships. That's
Yes.
why I always said to myself, if he gets in, he already knows what he's going to do. You
Mm-hmm.
know, people made fun of him and this and that. I was like, nah, man, this man is brilliant. He done went through some stuff personally with his
Mm-hmm.
family, the losses
Exactly.
he's had, and the fact that, he gets it because he took a little bit of what Obama did and said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I understand the social media. I understand what I got to do, this and that or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But in my opinion, you could tell me yours. Do you think America should lock down once he gets in for the COVID? What's your opinion on how we should try to treat this thing?
I think that's the safest thing to do. I know it's going to hurt businesses, but I mean, like I said, we've tried everything else. We've tried being loosey goosey with it, and we've lost over 250,000 people.
Yeah, we
If we
have.
don't do something serious and take this seriously, it's going to keep on doing this. We
That's
don't
right.
know if the vaccine. Everybody's kind of nervous about the vaccine because they're throwing it out so fast. I don't know if I'm comfortable taking it right now because I just don't want to be suckered into doing something that might harm me down the road.
Yeah. I can tell you, I talked to people in New York. My ex-wife's cousin works for one of the big pharmaceutical companies, and I also have a good friend down here. I won't say her name, but she works for Pfizer, and
Uh-huh.
she told me, and she's a supervisor. She's been there for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And she told me, she said, "Listen, the vaccine is going to be okay." She said because the one thing the government, his administration, could not do is supersede the firewalls that these medical companies have put in place. Now we
Mm-hmm.
all know
He
it's some
tried.
tricky dicky stuff going on, and we can't really trust it. But if we're
Yeah.
gonna trust it, I would trust it more if Joe Biden comes out or Kamala comes out, or if they get together, because Joe Biden already had this meeting with them. He wasn't in the White House, but he's like, listen, we gotta really get this, and
Mm-hmm.
and I think I would take it. I wouldn't be afraid to take it,
Well, I
only
know
because
one company in the past couple of days had to walk back on their results
they
because
walked
they
it
were
back.
faulty. They were faulty.
Yes, they walked it
So,
back. And I saw that. They walked it back because they said they had made a mistake and only gave half the dose, which was actually more effective than the full
mm-hmm.
dose.
Mm-hmm.
But in the long run, I don't want my kids to ever have to take any of this crap, but they got to take it to go to school. My daughters are 12 and 16, and that's
Mm-hmm.
mandatory. But
Uh-huh.
I kind of feel some of us, some of us in that next age generation, we're already toughened up to it. We just got to wear the mask. Keep
Mm-hmm.
the hand sanitizer. For those of you out there
Mm-hmm.
watching, please have your hand sanitizer. Please wear your mask. And again, we're hanging out with the beautiful, wonderful, amazing, spiritual Linda Shider. And all the great things that she's done in music and politics and all this other stuff. And there you go. That's right, the One Nation.
I got this from Caroline George's wife a few months.
Okay. Yep.
So
There you
I
go.
can go
Wear
out
that
there and I
mask.
can be masked and funky too.
Because the funk is always going to be safe. People make fun of us, but one thing funketeers know how to do: survive. We always gonna be safe because we gotta make the funk music happen. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
If the
keep
whole world was
moving.
funketeers, there'd be no wars. I always say that.
Thank
There'd be
you.
no
Thank
war.
you. Thank
There'd
you.
be no war. It'd be peace and love, man. So
Always.
as we look at some of the laws that the Supreme Court are getting
Uh,
ready to try. Yes, I
uh,
got you. I got you. We got to go there. And he stacks it with this lady that, let's just call it what it is. She's not really in with the times. I'm not going to call her
nope.
bad names or none of that,
Nope.
but
Nope.
she is so not in with the times. Kim said
Mm-hmm.
your mask is cute, by the way. Um, so not in tune with the times. What do you think her mindset is going to be when it comes to Roe v. Wade first,
uh,
and then also the healthcare plan?
I think she's going to follow the party line. I'm sorry to say. And after Roe v. Wade kind of gave us all a breathing space to make decisions about our personal bodies, for this to turn back into the 50s again, I think that's where it's going to go. If she even considers, I mean, I'm a Catholic too, and I know abortion is one of the things that we're supposed to be against. But as a woman, I'd like to have the privilege to take care of myself the way I choose to.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that so much. Say that again for people that don't really get that, because you can be two things. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Like I said, I'm a Catholic, and I just feel that as a woman, I should have the right to decide what to do with my own body. That should not be a man's decision or court decision or somebody that's not in my frame of reference.
That's right. That's right. And I'm so glad you said that, because, again, people get life twisted sometimes, in my opinion, because they feel that you have to be rigid about things. But life is not rigid. Bruce Lee's book, I read his book, one of his books, and he said, be water, because that's what we are. The way I used to think when I was 30, I don't think that way now in my 60s. You know what I mean? Because times have changed.
Yes,
things have changed. I got 2 daughters, and I got to worry about how their future's going to be. Yeah, my daughters, I love them. They're adorable. I posted pictures yesterday. My babies, oh my God, I love them. And yes, they do look like me for y'all out there. So I got a lot of compliments. But everybody knows, they see me and my daughters. They're like, oh, that's the 3 of y'all. Yes. But, just like the Shiders, y'all, the Shiders, all your boy, they look alike, but, right, DNA, you can't stop that funk DNA, Jack.
No, indeed.
But tell me, if will Biden, or not will he, but do you think, and I don't care if he does, will he stack the court and put another one on the other side?
Well, how can he, unless they add some more members, because it's already a done deal. They're in their Supreme Court justices for life.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anybody in the present situation that's old enough to retire yet.
Right.
So they're going to be there for them. This chick that he just put in there, she'll be there for 40 years. She's young,
Yeah. I think, in my opinion, you tell me yours, Supreme Court justices, it should be like a 3-4 year job like everything else. I think all those jobs that these people get stuff for life, we got to stop doing that, because we're not in 1700s anymore.
Because like you said, they don't change with the times. And some of the things that are on the table right now are life changing, and they should not be able to just flip the script like that.
Yep.
Throw
The
Roe v. Wade out, the Affordable Care Act, the election. Anything like that should be off the table.
Yep. And like you just said, they don't change with the times. And here's the thing: everybody didn't agree with what Barack did, right? I didn't personally like to pay taxes on healthcare because I couldn't afford it. But I thought about the greater good. I understood what the man was doing.
At least he did something. He did something.
Right.
Nobody even got a bill out there. The Clintons tried it. Everybody tried it. He was the only one that actually got something. Maybe it wasn't perfect, but it was something.
Yep. And my father always told me, listen, there's always somebody worse than you. Think about it that way. Because, and I paid my taxes, whatever. And I couldn't afford the health insurance, and I went through the whole thing. But I thought to myself, when I seen people worse off than me, I said, that's for the greater good. That's why Barack did it. He was a humanitarian. It was a humanitarian act for America, because we should not be living like we're a third world country when we don't have adequate health care. There are plenty of people
in the world, all across Europe and stuff, health care is not in this position that we're in, where you have to pay.
It's not political. Yep, it's not political. Again, politics is not political. When you get to a point as we are in life, and we've seen so much, I think your opinion is very, very important, because you think and represent a lot of people that are going through stuff, have been through stuff, and can see light at the end of the tunnel now, right? What is your light that you see? And then in a minute, if you don't mind, I'm going to bring my producer, Mark, on, and we're going to still kick it. We got time, because I know he had some questions he wanted to ask you. Mark, the man behind the glass, making it all possible. I love you. And I never forget my man back there. But I can, right about this time in the show, I can feel him itching every time. I can feel he's like, knock, 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 knock. Let me in. So I'm going to get you, Mark. But in your opinion, the light at the end of the tunnel, what is it that you see?
Well, hopefully we subside on this virus situation. We open up our doors to the world again, where we're dealing with climate change and climate stuff and just making our relationships better, mending fences. We have a lot of
Yes,
fences to mend because, like I
yes,
said,
yes.
Trump did a lot of damage in these 4 years.
Oh God, did he ever? Yeah, yeah. It's funny you said mended fences because I think about the wall. He tore down all the fences that we needed and still never built the wall. Right? Think about it. Think about it. Oh, I'm gonna tear this down. Oh, we don't need this. Hey, Paris says the world, climate control, global warming. Oh, we don't need none of that. You know what I'm saying? Just get rid of it. The man, they said the man never even read his memos half the time.
Yep.
You know, there are
Didn't
people
attend the
coming out now.
briefings. Didn't
Yes,
attend
he didn't do
briefings.
anything. No, he didn't. He didn't
Just
care. He
watch
was playing
television.
golf.
Watch television
Yes,
and tweet it. Tweet it on
yes.
TV.
This was my president. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
You
tweet it.
like get out. Yes, get out there. Lie to me. Lie. You already lying, but lie. Pretend. He put fake papers
I
on
have
his
been
desk.
begging someone to send that balloon over from London, the one with him in the diaper with the cell phone in his hand. They need
Yes,
to fly that sucker right across from the White House so he can see it
yes,
and
yes,
to see the
yes,
joke that he has made of himself.
yes. That's right.
That's what the world thinks of him. He's a joke.
Yes, and when the world came out after Biden won, they told us that, listen, we knew it wasn't you guys. We
Yeah,
knew it was him and his
yeah,
followers. And
yeah.
that was very important because for a
Mm-hmm.
while, I was like, dang, I wonder if they just think we're all like this,
Well,
you know?
I think they got confused.
Yeah, they did for a minute. For a minute. They totally did. And like you, I still can't figure out how he got 70 million votes.
I
I
don't
was like,
either.
damn, you should be happy with that. Take your loss and take your 70 million and go do. Do you think he's gonna start like another alternative network
Another
way worse
party.
than Fox? Yeah,
I think I don't put anything past him. A third party, anything. I wouldn't put
yeah,
anything past him because he's so power hungry.
yeah. He is.
He's
He
a
is. He is.
megalomaniac. He's like a Hitler in a nice suit.
Yep.
To
That's
me,
right. That's right.
I
That's
equate
right.
him with that kind of thinking and stuff.
That's right. Yep. 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 That's right. Here we are hanging out on Funk from the Front Seat with the gracious, lovely Miss Linda Shider, and we were talking about her song, COVID. What is COVID Blues?
Coronavirus blues.
Coronavirus Blues. That's going to be coming out really soon, and we're going to have that music on here too. I'm gonna bring in my man behind the glass right now, Mr. Mark Lee,
Hi,
and I'm sure
Mark.
he has something that he's going to ask you, and we're going to talk to him for a minute. We got time to
Hello.
still chat it up. What's up, Marky Mark?
Not much. I was enjoying everything that Linda was saying. She
Move,
was
move,
bringing us
move to the side. I can't see your face.
I said I was
There you
enjoying everything that Linda was saying. She was bringing all kinds of truth and all kinds of knowledge, and I was really appreciating everything that she was saying because it was
Thank you.
definite deep thoughts that she was bringing us, and I definitely appreciated all of that knowledge that she was bringing. I, like you, Linda, I'm totally down with the whole concept of term limits because I know that even here in Durham, we've had mayors that have been in office for like
Forever.
15, 20 years, forever,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there going like, after a while, you start to get stale. You start to get a little bit tired and everything. So I definitely think that we need those term limits. And I also had not heard about that whole concept you had of the getting the receipt for your votes. I think that is a brilliant idea. I wish that they would have gotten that on a national front because I think that that's a lot of times folks don't remember who they voted for and things of that nature. But that would be like a record that you could keep even in your own personal thing. So I definitely think that was a great idea. And I wish that they had actually jumped on board with that. And
me too.
One of the things that I was really curious about is, we've got these folks that are getting these pardons. We know that we got one criminal that he's already pardoned and everything. So do you think that he's going to be pardoning some other folks? And do you expect that he's going to try to get Pence to pardon himself or Pence to pardon Trump and everything? So how do you think that's going to work out and everything?
He's already put that out there that he's going to pardon himself. And that Pence, being his bobblehead yes man, is going to do that. I think Manafort's going to get a pardon. Anybody that was in his camp that was supporting him, he's going to give them a pass, including himself.
Yeah.
But he can't get away from New York because it's the state laws. He can federal pardon, but he can't state pardon. So I hope that I want to see that man in the orange jumpsuit. That would make my century.
Mine too. Mine too. He deserves
mine as well.
I know and Mark and I, we're good friends. He's my brother. He lives like close to me down here, and we both been kind of involved in the politics here as much as we can.
Uh-huh.
Mark has a show and he has people on. He knows a lot of senators, and he knows just about everybody in North Carolina that's in the who's who of the political circle.
Uh-huh.
And he's a good man. He does a lot of stuff, and he's a good brother. And having you on the show from your point of view, now you up in D.C.
Yeah.
Um, another friend of ours, Bill Tresvant, is up in DC, and he does stuff with IBM and everything. And you guys have a really good, closer perspective because you're right there. Tell me the climate, the energy, as far as how people see this transition going.
I think that everybody is kind of amazed at how he's dug in his heels. He won't concede. He doesn't want to let the election go past. He's still fighting and fighting and fighting. And I don't know what his concept of real is, but this is insane.
Yeah.
I think everybody is patiently waiting and hoping to see him go because he's got like 50 days to do something crazy. And I wouldn't put it past him. Whatever it is, trying to barricade himself in the White House or start some kind of skirmish overseas, anything. This man is capable of anything negative, and we know that.
That's right. Yeah. Your opinion on that, Mark?
No, I would agree that he's capable of doing anything. I know that I've told you, Zach, and I've told some of my other friends as well. I'm not convinced that he's not over there right now. We've talked a lot about the Shah of Iran and what they stole back in the day and everything. But I'm convinced right now that he's pretty much racking up everything and is taking all kinds of things out of the White House. As I told you before, Zach, I'm convinced because, Biden was there before. He's going to be looking for that
right.
chair. He's going to be looking for that China and everything. And that stuff has already gone out the building.
Yeah.
Well, you see, he moved that Martin Luther King statue. He moved that out of the Oval Office. I guess he couldn't stand looking at a black person all day, so he got rid of that statue, probably stashed. He might have even broken it, put it in the basement or something,
Yeah, he's anything. And the funny part about it is that this is what he did in Atlantic City at his casino. And this is what he did at his college. People signed up for this man's college expecting to see him speak. When they went there in New York City, it was a cardboard cutout of him standing there holding the book. I kid you not, standing there holding the book, right? He's holding the book, and then there's him on the video, "Welcome to Trump University." And people are like, excuse my French, what the fuck is this?
And I spent thousands of dollars for this.
All the time. The airline, broke, busted,
steaks,
you name it.
Water.
Zach, and Linda, isn't this the same man that during the protest came out there to go to a church with a Bible and had the Bible upside down? I mean, he couldn't even hold the Bible the right way.
Yeah. And again, like you said, Linda, so graciously, how? I think that what bothers people like you, me, and Mark is how are you guys falling for this time and time again?
Everything he's done has been debunked. All his conspiracy theories have been debunked. The lies have been exposed, and people are still eating it up, hook, line, and sinker.
They're eating it up, and they sit around.
I don't understand it, but it is what it is.
And I really tried again to say, what am I not seeing? I use my third eye. I'm like, what am I not seeing? How can this guy sit there and say, well, he's doing a good job? And we got 63,000 deaths now?
And counting. And counting.
They're talking 300,000 before the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are hanging out with Linda Shider and my producer Mark Lee on Funk from the Front Seat on IBM. Thank you, IBM, for having us and chilling with us, and all the producers that make the show work, and the sponsor, Lynn Shepard, and all the people out there that's tuning in. We love you all. And what I think we have to do, Linda, you're a great example of this. Your patience and your knowledge, because people think when you have patience, you're not knowledgeable. They think if you're quiet, you're not knowledgeable. Sonia said, so beautiful and intelligent, very inspirational. Thank you, Linda. Much love and respect. That's from your girl, Sonia. People think, David Brooks says, great show. Thank you, Brooks. Thank you. Appreciate that. People think when you're quiet, you're humble, and you don't say things, you watch it. They think that they equate that to being not knowledgeable.
As a
You know,
writer, I find that observing people and how they do things and how their heads, how they speak, what they're about, it's fuel for my writing, but it also gives me insight into people, where they're at, what's going on in their lives. You know, you have to be, as a writer, you have to be observant of your surroundings.
Right.
And I found, like I said, when I wrote Corona, it was because I was feeling what I felt most of the country was feeling, that fear and the sadness of all the loss. And I just had to say something about it, you know?
Yeah.
No,
Coronavirus Blues. That's a great title. I love it. I can't wait to hear it.
I love that title, even though you said it doesn't have blues nature in it in terms
No,
of the lyrics
it's
and
not a
everything. And
blues
I am a
song. It's
blues
just,
guy, but I still love the
it's not a
title and I
blues
love the
song.
way that it's going and everything. By the way, Zack and Linda, I hate to tell y'all this, but I did have Thanksgiving. Me and my brother did break down, and we did get one of those Coronas with lime. So we did break down and have at least one. So we had one each. So like I said, we could not resist. So we went ahead and got that one.
Hey,
You was
I'm not
dating my
mad at
girl
you.
on Thanksgiving. You went behind my back with my girl. Oh God, wait till I see her. Wait till I see her. Well, I guess though, if I had put her on the shelf, I can't be mad at her, right, Linda? I can't be mad.
No.
She went out with
Okay.
Mark. I'm not upset with that. Okay, I'll give you a pass, Mark. But you're supposed to be my boy. You got my girl behind my back and away from my house, no less. But yeah, it's been an amazing summer, like you said, Linda, and we got a couple of months left. Been an incredible um year it's one of the most emotional years I've had since 9/11.
Me
You
too.
know,
Me too.
yes, and your thoughts on telling young people like my daughter's age. So let's just say junior high, high school, college.
Hmm.
Your inspiration to these young people to how they can carry on through this.
You see what's going on around you, and if you have any indication of helping or any ability to do so, get out there. Be political, talk to people, share your thoughts, share your impressions of what we have done, maybe the stuff that we've done wrong, maybe you can fix. But it's about being involved now. You got to be involved
Yeah,
because you see, if you don't, how they can just stomp on your rights, your voting rights, your life, your health, and not take any, just there's so many things going on that you could help change. Maybe we messed
yeah.
up a little bit, but maybe you guys can fix it and be
And
about
that's
trying to do that.
That's right. And that's so cool that you say that about get involved some kind of way. Mark,
Mm-hmm.
we've seen a lot of young people down here. I know I went to 5 protests myself.
Right.
I call it the Rainbow Coalition of
Mm-hmm.
Protests. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
young parents pushing their kids in carriages,
Yeah.
white parents, black
Yeah.
parents. I've seen young parents have their kids in
Asians.
backpack shoulders. Yes. I saw a lady had a baby in the back and a baby in the front and was carrying two. She brought all four of her kids. It was 100 degrees. We was kneeling for 8 minutes and 46 seconds for George Floyd up in
Yeah.
Chapel Hill. She
Yeah.
had her oldest son was in the backpack, but the youngest baby was facing her in that little front pack. She had a double thing, and
Uh-huh.
she was carrying two kids. And this
Ooh.
lady, I asked her, I was like, "Ma'am, I got to ask you." I was like, "Why are you out here?" And she said, "I'm out here for these four."
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She said it's wrong. And it was a
Yeah.
white lady. She said it's wrong. She said they killed that man in broad daylight in front of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how a lot of people felt. Mark, you were involved down here with a lot of stuff. What would you add on to what Linda said about the young people?
No, I'm seeing that a lot of the young people are actually taking the leadership role, and I'm glad to see them taking that leadership role. And I want to see even more of them step into it. As you know, my brother's got my two nephews, and they're actually younger. They're 11 and 12, so they're actually still starting to get involved in a number of things. They actually have regular conversations with both myself, my brother, as well as their
Yep.
grandparents, which is my parents. So they're learning at a very young age. And like Linda said, they're seeing some of the mistakes that were made both in our generation, in our parents' generation, and
Mm-hmm.
in a number of other generations, but they're also more open. And I think that they're a more open society. They definitely don't see a lot as me and you Zach have talked about, they don't necessarily see a lot about color or orientation or a lot of these kind of things. They just want to see a more unified world. And I think that that's something that is being striving for. And I know that that's something that funk music is about. I'm a big blues head, so even the blues music is about that as well. But definitely I'm seeing more unity is what I'm hearing from our young folks. And that's what I'm glad to be hearing. And that's what I want to hear more of. But I'm just so proud of the fact that they're stepping into leadership roles.
And just think about, they have to go to school knowing that somebody might come in with an automatic and shoot half the population in their schools. They're under such a stressful environment, and with this corona thing on top of it, it's kind of scary to go to school. When were we ever kind of scared to walk into the classroom at our age and be concerned about somebody coming in and blowing us away? That is the stuff that they're living with now is life-changing and life-threatening, and if they're paying attention, and most of them are, because they're experiencing it firsthand.
Oh yeah, they're watching us.
They're trying to make change.
Yep, they are. And you're right, Lynn. And I can tell you something that I personally had to learn. I had to unlearn my father's parenting on me and relearn how to be a new school parent.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize that my daughters, until we were having issues, and we went through, both my daughters went through something for about a year and a half, and I apologized to them. I even went to therapy for it. I did not realize what you just said, Linda, the stress that they were under. Even though I saw it, I recognize if they go to the mall, they may never come back. Or if they walk in their school, they can get shot by some crazy movie theater, concert, church, anything. Church. Yep, anything. Yep. And even though I seen it, it didn't hit me until a doctor told me, listen, children have stress. All children do. But it's different now because they're in bigger, larger groups. So if something happens in Australia, my daughters are going to know within 45 seconds. So they're connected in bigger groups than we are. And the doctor told me this. He said, listen, as a parent, you got to change how you see your daughter's stress. That's the problem. And once I did that, we reconnected and bonded. It was a beautiful thing. Because I didn't realize, I kept saying, yeah, y'all got stress, but you ain't got bills. I didn't realize their stress was just as real as my stress. Yeah. So if you're a parent out there, please listen to this. Your children, their stress is just as real as your stress.
Yep.
It's just different. Yep.
And
that's the beautiful
be
thing.
Able to talk and communicate and let them express their feelings.
And sometimes you just want to have a good conversation with them. I mean, one of the best moments I had, and I hadn't even shared this with Zach yet and everything, but when we were having Thanksgiving, it was actually on the day after Thanksgiving. So it was actually yesterday. But the oldest nephew was actually sitting there playing video games. His younger brother was over there with my brother and his grandmother, my mother. But at one point, I just went over there and we just sat there and vibed off of the video game. So like I said, I just sat there and had a deep conversation with him just about what the video game was and how the video game was played. And at one point, he's handed me the game like, hey, Uncle Mark, why don't you pick my character? So we were actually having that kind of bonding moment right there. But a lot of times we kind of like ignore the kids around us and don't even try to like have those kind of like bonding moments, because I just had that real quick bonding moment, and it was a real enjoyable bonding moment that I was having with my nephew at that time, and he was really enjoying it. And like I said, he was really enjoying the fact that his uncle was engaging in a conversation with him and was not ignoring him.
Well, I know one thing, Linda. Gary is looking down right now on your shoulder, smiling. He's happy because I can feel him, because I channel those guys that have passed on. They come to me a lot in my dreams. Gary, Glenn,
me too.
Tiki, they'll come a lot. Jimmy came once, and we was talking about stuff, and then next time he came back, he brought Prince, and then Prince and Jimmy actually took me to that white room where they all jam at. Gary was in there, so he was jamming with Prince, and he was jamming with Hendrix. And Prince wasn't playing. He just said, look. And then as soon as I started to want to go be with them, I came back, Yeah. But what I was going to say is, I'm so grateful and honored to have people like you in my life that make a difference. You make a difference. Mark, thank you for doing the producing, and you did a great show. We get ready to get out of here. But for all the people out there, Linda, I'm going to give you the last word. Mark, could you just give Linda the whole screen for a minute and then bring me back? Yes, give her the whole screen, because I want you to and then bring me back on so I can say goodbye. But Linda, I want you to tell people your last thoughts and something positive that they can take with them today.
just want everybody to know I love you. I appreciate all the love and support I've gotten over the years from our fans. Couldn't have done it without you. Stay safe. Love each other. Even if it's from a distance, you don't have any choice right now, but let people that you love know that, And I just want to say thank you so much for Zack giving me a little, my time here on the air, and wish you guys a happy holidays. Be safe, be careful, but be woke. Peace.
All right, the great Linda Shider. We get ready to get out of here in a minute. She's got this song out called Coronavirus Blues. That's going to be coming. I'm going to be popping that. Linda, I know you're on Facebook and all the social media outlets. And please, I've been trying to get Garrett on. So please, just let's whisper in his ear, because I know sometimes things are like, I don't know these people. I'm not going on to do it. But you can let him know it's cool.
You got competition because he does a podcast every week, too.
I know.
That might have something to do with it.
I know it does. But I tune in and I watch his thing. I was watching last night, so I'm with it. But if he can give me 15 minutes, because there's some things that I just love the brother. I love you guys. It's all about love for me. I was never, into like who got this, that, whatever. I don't care about none of that. I was born to do this funk thing. I love you guys. I've always looked up to everybody that came through. And I don't get into the sides, and I know there's things that happened that was none of my business. I was a fly on the wall, when I was hanging out with Sheila and hanging out with Mike. I saw all that. I didn't care about that because it's the education and the music and the love of this music. Yeah. Sonia Murphy says, thank you. We love you too, Sonia. You're beautiful. And again, happy birthday, because we know you funky. But I just did that, and for me, it's about the love of the funk, because I was born just to do it. And but yeah, I'm gonna try to get him on. I'm gonna still keep reaching out, and he give me 15 minutes. Garrett, please, 15 minutes.
I will put him back in his ear. I can't guarantee, but I'll try.
No, I know, and I'm only joking. And we're going to promote this. My man Otis Hawk and Donna Sneed, and you're working with them too on this.
Yes,
Benevolent Funk. So, anytime you want to send me a shirt, I most definitely will wear it.
All right. They're girl shirts, because I don't think you want to be known as a funky femme.
No, I don't. I didn't see the bottom of it. But no, I don't want. But maybe I'm gonna get a couple for my daughters. I get a couple for my daughters. Right. Send me the link so I can buy a couple for my daughters. And they can do that. So again, man, this has been great. I love talking to you. I can sit here and talk all day, but I got to get out of here. I got to go Zoom, get back up into my ship. Linda, you've been great. I'm going to take you guys out with this. We're going to do roll call as always do. Thank you, Linda. And I'll see you next time.
All righty.
Jimi Hendrix, happy birthday. Yeah, man. Roll call. Woo! Sing it, Jimmy. Happy birthday. You the GOAT. That's what I want. That's what I need. To live. So I can feel freedom, y'all. David Brooks in the house. Sonia Murphy. Man, shouts out. Otis Hawk, Donna Steve, Benevolent Funk. Curtis Woodcox, I love you, baby. Philly's in the house. The Detroit's in the house. Texas. New York. IBM. Funk from the front seat. Jimi Hendrix. You know what time it is? Woo! California, wake up. Yeah, it's 10:30 over there. I love y'all. How you doing, Chrissy Rollins? What's up, Tish Oakley, Earth Monkey Energy? Freedom, y'all. That's what we want. Funk from the front seat. Doing great things in 2021. Y'all got to stay tuned. Man, shout out to my man, Mark Lee. The man, the monster mash behind the glass, making it happen. My funky brother from another mothership. I love you, Mark. You back there. Always on time. Always doing what you do. Man, shouts out to everybody at IBM TV. Love y'all always. Y'all keep doing what you do. And we're going to make some great things happen no matter where we are, no matter where we go, no matter what we do. We're always grateful to have people that believe in what you do. And that's cool. All the people out there watching, I can't thank you enough. The little support that I have is beautiful. And I'm loving that. But like I said, 2021, look out. I got a lot of things cooking on the stove right now. Nappy Head Funk Army's coming out with new music. In a partnership with Benevolent Funk and Otis Hawk, we're going to be doing some things as well. Don't forget, tomorrow, Dr. Tawana Anthony starts her new show right here on IBM.TV or IBM TV or whatever we're calling it now. She'll start her new show tomorrow, so y'all check that out. Mark Lee has a show on Mondays as well, and so does Bill Tresvant. So y'all check all that stuff out and stay up on everything, man, and stay up and know peace and love. That's what's going to make the world a better place. Peace and love. Number 9, I'm out.